There are lots of disparities in prevention and care, and we do think it's important to address. That's one of the central goals the President said is reducing HIV-related health disparities. When we look at mortality rates, we set some goals around that because we think that that's something that's important. But we think the way we address these disparities is really focus our prevention efforts, focus our efforts to get people into care, and that's how we can make some of these disparities go away.
What's the next step on the strategy? You have the document, the President issued a memorandum. Whose job is it, I suppose yours, to ensure that this actually becomes a working plan as opposed to just a strategy?
Right. Well, the presidential memorandum did direct my office to maintain responsibility for policy setting for the administration, and he also called on me to report to him annually. But the next steps really are what the departments are going to do at the federal level. So, as you know, the lead agencies were given 150 days to develop their own operational plans, which they'll be developing. We put out an implementation plan, so there's lots of things already. We're at very specific actions where we said the federal government needs to take. But again, this isn't a federal plan. I'm hoping that states will develop their own implementation plans, local communities. Community-based organizations should be looking at the strategy saying, what's my part? Because again, if people sit back and think it's only what the federal government's doing, then we failed before we've really begun.
And in fact, the strategy makes clear it's not a funding document. But this administration has committed more money each year. Will that continue?
Yes, we show that we've prioritized HIV in tight times, but I actually think the community makes a mistake if they measure everything by how much money we get. I mean, how many other conditions get $19 billion? We've invested significant resources. We sustain that commitment across Democratic, Republican administrations. So we invest significant resources. Now, yes, in key areas we think we need to scale it up, but I think it's also important that people recognize a key thing we need to do is look at our current investments and ask tough questions about whether or not we're getting the best results for them.
You've talked a bit about this throughout this interview, and that is the responsibility on the community. What does the HIV activist community need to do now?
I think they need to do many things. I think they need to help a variety of stakeholders understand that they have a role. Talking to Congress. Congress has been very engaged. They supported the development of the strategy, but helping them, members of Congress, understand that, working at the state level, but even within our own communities. Are we sure that the CBOs that exist are always serving the highest risk communities? Are we sure that the things we're doing, are we doing things to prevent HIV that we do because we like to do, or do we have an evidence base of ourselves? It shouldn't just be about the federal government with the club saying, no, you can't do something because there isn't an evidence base. We all have a responsibility to ask tough questions and say, is the work that all of us are doing those that are going to lead to the best results?
Director Crowley, thank you very much for talking to NAPWA.
Thank you.